Hi folks, welcome to my Bit Retro Journal. This is a quick clip, 5 minutes or less. This is going to be my Amiga preview video. Again, Amiga is celebrating the Amiga in the month of May, so I'm going to talk about what videos I'm going to create. Amiga is one of my favorite computers. I know some of my viewers sometimes wonder because I do a lot of comparison videos. In April, I did a comparison video between, I did a kind of a semi-April Fool's video on the kernel on the Amiga, which I was struggling with. And you can see I'm actually using now a different task scheduler, and it has the same impact. But I'm actually not going to look necessarily at this very simple scheduler v1.3, which gives you a graphical interface the way Z Shell gave you a command shell interface. I'm going to be looking at the executive suite, which is much more powerful, and it does seem to hack the exec kernel a bit, and I'll go over that in my video. But no, I really do like the Amiga. To me, it feels like I'm using a modern Windows or Mac OS graphical environment with its multitasking. And the same goes for my Apple PowerBook 180. I kind of feel like I'm using a modern laptop. And I think the PowerBook is a bit more advanced than the Amiga because it has to deal with screen mirroring and all that stuff. But at the core, this has a better kernel. But in 1991 for both of them, my 84Q, whenever I use that, I kind of feel like I'm using a Linux system where I log in via SSH. So they both have their charms. I wish I could play with an Amiga 1000 to see what it feels like, or I don't know if an Amiga 500 is more similar to a 1000 or a 600. Because that would give me more of a sense of what it did 1985. I know I had an Amiga 1000 for about a year, that my suite mate had in school, but again, we just played games on it. But now to have it and to figure out, I use the WinUA emulator with Workbench 1.3, but it's not quite the same. I think when you have to sort of switch a lot of disks and stuff, you might get a different feeling. But again, I really do like the Amiga, and that's why I'm so happy to celebrate that in the month of May. So that's going to be one of my videos, is to look at the deeper dive into the exec kernel using the executive suite. I think that's kind of cool. And the other thing is now the minus sign wasn't working when I first started this out. So sometimes this whole row stops and this row starts. I did take it apart and unplug the keyboard ribbon and looked at it, and it looked fine. So what else could it be when these things go bad? Is it the cable looks brand new? I didn't get it new, but I got the keyboard a few years ago, it was a separate keyboard, and it was in good shape, and the cable looked in good shape. So what causes this key to stop working? Sometimes and not other times. So right now it's working, but when I first started this, it wasn't working. So I guess it heated up. I don't know. Is that what kind of problem could that be? So the other thing I'm working on, besides the exec kernel, is I'm doing a game review with the Vroom game. It was originally created on the QL, port over the Atari and the Amiga, and I'm going to do a comparison between the original and the Amiga version. And, just looking at the demo, it looks beautiful. And I've been poking around a little bit online to see what people think of it. So yeah, I think it was a pretty well received game. So I'm going to do that. And that'll be another video. And then my final video will be, I got some goodies. And I just already opened them up, so just to do quickly. This is the main part of this is this pocket micro drive. It's a 1-inch hard drive, and I bought a PCMCA to compact flash adapter to hook into my Amiga, and I also have an IDE to compact flash. I already have one. I already have one inside of the Amiga, but I might want to use that I like original magnetic media, and it would be kind of cool to have the sound of a disk drive back in my Amiga, not emulated, but for real. And the other stuff I got is just some cables, and I've not had one of these, so this is actually an SD to IDE, and another one of these SD to compact flash ones. But anyway, so this is the main part of this, is I want to see if I can play around with a 1-inch. I have to unwrap it from this plastic tape wrapping, but this is a 1-inch drive. Kind of cool. In any case, that's sort of what I'm going to be working on for Amiga 2024 this year, and I hope you join me and also watch some other cool Amiga videos during the month of May. All right, so I'm going to end here. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next week.